Gloria Donahue with Nana's Kitchen. Welcome back to the kitchen. And today I would like to share some food tips with you, and then I'm going to ask you for some. I want you to think of things that you do in preserving food or using food, not that you've heard about, but that you have actually used and really works. And I have some for you. If you ever bought basil in the store and it has a root, and you come home and you use it, don't throw it away or put it in the refrigerator. Put it in a glass. A 16-ounce glass is good because it's tall enough to hold it. And keep it watered. You literally can keep it for a long time. I left some with my son when I went on a 3-week vacation, thinking they might use it. When I came back, the basil was still fine. So put it on a windowsill. It doesn't have to get a whole lot of light, but it should get some light and keep it watered, and literally you can keep that basil. It will grow new leaves, and it's really a good tip, and I know it works. I've done it many times. A very new tip for me is something that sounded kind of crazy, and that was to put a lemon in a bowl of cold water in the refrigerator and just keep it there. It doesn't even have to be covered, just has to have some cold water. The lemon doesn't have to be covered. And I have a lemon that was in there like a month and it still looked good. So today I thought, before I share this tip, I better see how good that lemon still is. And I took it out, and first of all, I got all the rind off that I can put in the freezer to use for something. And I put it in the microwave to warm it up because a lemon always juices better if it's warmer. And then I put it on my reamer, and the juice is fine, and the lemon looks good. And you know, if you keep a lemon out on your counter, it will get very dry and wizened looking. And this really looked fine, and I had it more than a month. Another hint, lettuce. I heard this hint fairly recently, but I've tried it long enough to I know it works. Take a head of lettuce that you have come in, take off the original wrapping, and have a big freezer bag, like a gallon bag, and put a paper towel around the lettuce. It doesn't have to be wrapped entirely. The purpose of the paper towel is to keep the lettuce from touching the plastic. And then when you take the lettuce out, you'll find the paper towel is a little damp. Throw that away, use your lettuce, put it back in. Again, I have lettuce that I've been using for almost a month, and it has stayed really well. Another tip with lettuce, if you are reheating meat, turkey, beef, either for, say, hot sandwiches, or you're just going to serve it on a plate with gravy, take it out of the refrigerator, put it on the plate that you're going to serve it, the platter or the plate, and make sure it's microwave safe. And cover it with lettuce leaves, just enough to cover it. Doesn't have to be multiple layers. Put it in the microwave, and you can heat it for a minute or two. You can see how warm you want the meat. And what happens is the moisture from the lettuce will keep the meat from drying out, and it adds no flavor to the meat. So when you take it out of the microwave, just throw the lettuce away, and it absolutely works. When I told my brother-in-law about it, he said, "Oh, yes, that's the way we do it at the restaurant." So that's a really good hint. Brown sugar. I took out some dark brown sugar a few days ago, a 2-pound bag that I had never opened. Folks, I could have built a house with it. It was like a brick. There must have been a pinhole in the bag that I never saw. So what I did was, I took it out of its original wrappings, put it in a big freezer bag with with a nice grip, and I put 2 slices of bread in there because there was so much of it. So I put 2 slices of bread in, and I sealed it up again. And in a couple days, you'll find the moisture from the bread will soften that brown sugar, whether it's light brown or dark brown. I used 2 slices because I had so much of it. And I actually changed it after a couple days and put more in. Today I have soft, dark brown sugar. You can also do it with an apple slices, but it's usually easier for me to find fresh bread. Now, another hint with brown sugar is if it's lumpy, it's not going to come out like granulated sugar will. Usually if you take a granulated sugar lump and squeeze it, it comes and you think, oh, well, that's okay. No, the brown sugar is probably going to stay hard. So take what you want or more from the hardened brown sugar, put it on a plate in the microwave, and cover it with not a soaking wet, but a damp to wet paper towel. Cover the brown sugar and zap it for a bit. and your sugar will soften enough to use for the recipe, but it is not a permanent fix. Don't just put it back in the bag what you don't need and think that it will take care of itself. You'll still need to put the bread in there to make sure that the moisture comes out. So they're my hints, but I know there's lots of other hints out there that you probably use, that you heard about, and that would be very useful to me and very useful to other people. So I would love to hear from you. So thanks again for visiting Nana's Cookery. Bye-bye.